Alright, we're getting started on this project. We're going to peel off the old one. Here she goes. Oh, that came off real clean. That's going to be a lot of fun to clean off. Oh yeah. That's a mess. Yeah, that's not coming off too easy. Yeah, we got a lot of scraping and cleaning to do here. This is a clear plastic piece that the new decal is going to go over, but we're going to have to get all this old stuff off without wrecking the plastic underneath. The reason this is all yellowed here more than the rest of it, that's where the light bulb goes to backlight this. So it gets a lot warmer here than it does over here. That's why that's cooked out worse. Anyway, we got a lot of cleaning to do. Definitely the precision part of the job. Oh yeah. Easy, easy, easy she does it. Easy, easy. Oh yeah. I can tell this is going to turn out just right. Problem is you can't use a razor blade or anything sharp to scrape it off because it'll cut into that acrylic plastic underneath. So I don't know how we're going to get the glue off. I don't know if we're going to try to WD-40 it, simple green. We're going to have to use something that doesn't attack the plastic, but we'll get the residue off. That's going to be easier said than done. Almost been just better off leaving it the way it was and put it back in the car. Alright, we're going to try paint thinner, which is really mineral spirits. This stuff's pretty gentle, everything considered. We're just going to do an inconspicuous spot on the plastic. So that way, in case it crazes it or fogs it up a little bit, we'll just go up here on a corner where I know it's not going to show. See if it starts taking it off. I can't tell what we're doing here. I think it's just leaving the, I think that's the black part. See here, the glue, it's lifting the glue. It's definitely softening the glue. And it's not hurting the plastic. See that? It's taking it off pretty good. See that? It's not doing anything to the plastic. Mineral spirits is pretty gentle. We'll come over here a little bit. You can see where that's taking it off. You just have to keep applying it. But over here, where there's still, I think this is still plastic. You see it just immediately softened the whatever's left of that decal. It comes right off. So it's going to take a little hand working, but there's a piece of the acrylic you can see right there. It doesn't craze it or melt it or anything. It just takes it off. You want to be careful about using too much, because if it gets behind it, it's going to leave a mess too. And there is some reflective material behind this, you know, like vacuum metallized plastic behind it. It's kind of a reflective surface that the decal goes over. But if I keep whiting this and working on it, it should come off. It'll look factory. It'll be grand. I wonder if a Q-tip might have been better to get in there on some of the stuff, but if I just come in here like this, you can see it's lifting it up. But looks like there's still a fair amount of factory overlay left. It's going to be a little bit of a chore to get off, but You can't really use anything sharp to scrape because you're going to mar the plastic, and that's going to show through on that paper thin decal when it goes back on. So just keep working it. It's just going to take a lot of time. It's not going to come off easy. It's going to make me work for it. That's all right. And it's a good thing all of the metallized chrome stuff is already worn off around here. We'd be wearing that off too, but no worries. Wood toothpick. Used mineral spirits, paper towel, soften up the glue underneath the little bit of decal that's left, and I get in here with the wood toothpick, and I can scrape this stuff off, and it doesn't hurt the plastic. So I'll get in there and I'll get that all cleaned up. Let me pull these knobs out of the way so you can see what I'm doing. I'm just coming in right here and scraping it off. See that? Once you get the decals broken loose, these came off a little hard right here, but you see I'm still getting them. See that? They're coming right up. This one's on here pretty good. Let me get these switches out of the way again. Come back over this way. See that? Just keep grinding back on them. We just got this one big piece left right here. And what I'll do is I'll come in here with a little more mineral spirits. You just take the mineral spirits. Now once you get that broken off, see that? You get the rest of it off. Look at that. Everywhere you go, it just rolls the glue right off. 50-year-old glue, just loosens it right up, off it goes, and it doesn't mar the plastic at all. So you can see that reflective surface behind it. Oddly, there's a hole right there, so I want to be careful about letting anything get down in that hole. I don't want to eat that plastic chrome off. But yeah, we're almost there. Not as bad as I thought, but definitely not, wasn't a clean pull away like I was hoping for. I can still see some black right here. There's a piece of decal left right there. So I'll just come in with this toothpick, see that, and just scrape it right off. Comes right out. Then I can go back over it with the paint thinner, and it'll lift the rest of that glue residue right off. See that? Clean it right up. We'll get that all cleaned up. Probably what I'm going to do is I'm going to have to go over this with something. I'm going to have to clean this plastic off really good because this residue that's left from this paint thinner will definitely make that decal so it's not going to want to stick. So we're going to have to clean this thing up really good when we're done. But you see it's cleaning off. You're getting an idea of what it looks like without the overlay. You have a place in the back for the light bulb to go. And then the light shines through this plastic and then it bounces off of the reflective part. And then it's going to go through that decal, which is paper thin, and it's going to shine through the white lettering. Actually, I got this loosened up enough. I probably can get my fingernail under there a little bit. Oh boy, I tell you what, that one doesn't want to give up the ghost. Stubborn. Oop, oop, oop. I think I got it. Think it's going. Think it's going. Nope. Think I got it. Nope. Think I got it. Nope. Think I got it. Nope. Nope. Oh. Broke my tool. All right, we're going to soak that with a little more till we get it to loosen up, and it'll come off. Home stretch. I just got this one piece of decal I can't get loose, so I'm going to have to soak it a little bit more. And I guess I soaked it enough. All right, that's the clear part. Only thing that's left is the glue and the color underneath. Let's see if I can just get that without the mineral spirit. All right, there it is. There's the last bit, the last one. That's it. That's got it. There we go. All I have to do is just take a little bit of mineral spirits and clean off the residue. Oop, that one was really gunky. And that's it. That's pretty well got it. All right, there it is, cleaned up. It's all wiped down with mineral spirits, and then we went over it with simple green. I don't think there's any residue left anywhere. It's just perfectly clean. No plastic crazing, nothing got cracked, split, broken. Just cleaned right up. So that's what those look like at the factory before they had the overlay. Okay, we're just about ready to put our decal on. We've got this all cleaned up good. The idea is to take an X-Acto knife and I'm going to cut the backing paper to match the cutouts so that I'll have a perfectly shaped decal that I can slip over these knobs, and I can use all of these cutouts here to center it. And then what I'm going to do before I put it on is I'll peel this backing off and I'll cut it in half with scissors and reapply it, so that once this is laying on top of the controller, I'll be able to just flex this back and peel off the backing, and I'll stick it on one half at a time. Hopefully I can do that without wrinkling it or making a big mess. I think that's my best shot at getting this on without screwing it up. Alright, what we're doing here is I'm taking my X-Acto knife and I'm coming along and I'm cutting out the inserts. And I'm just going to go along. The idea is to have the backing the same size as the decal. So when I go to fit it on, it's going to line up with all of the notches and all of the slots. That's going to make this a lot easier to install it so we don't wreck it. And all I'm doing is I'm just coming along here and hitting this with an X-Acto and being very careful not to overcut onto the decal. All I'm wanting to do is remove the cardboard backing. Just got a little piece hanging there. A little piece of cardboard. Okay, that looks good. That's going to go on just like that. Alright, I'm just going to take the X-Acto knife and I'm coming along and I'm just going to grab the edge right here and lift it up and peel it back. That's all I'm doing. And I think what I'll do then, now that I have these cut out so I can see what I'm doing, is I'm going to come in real careful and go in and just cut those out. That way I have an outline. I just want to be careful not to oversize that hole or goober it. I haven't been like super careful along the edges here, although these are pretty clean, because I know you're not going to see any of this once it's installed. But the parts with the controls poking through, those have to be perfect. There we go. That's looking pretty good. Just going to go in and very carefully go along and cut these cardboard cutouts out. And then it'll be ready to place over the controller. Okay, you can see the white poking through, but you can see I didn't cut any of the black. And that should be getting pretty close. That should line up real good with that. Oh yeah. Yeah, that'll work good. Almost there. Okay, it's cut out. I had to put some wax paper down because what I did is I did go in and cut this sticker in half, the backing. So when I have this pressed over this, it's going to line up. And I'll be able to peel that back, and I'll start it somewhere probably in the center. I just want to make sure I'm centered over that fan switch like that. See how that's centering up? Did a pretty good job cutting it out. Doesn't have to be super exact, but you do at least want it to line up and not wrinkle it. So I think that's my best shot at getting this thing on here. I'll just have to stretch it over these knob thingies, which I think it'll do quite easily. Looks like that's going to go quite nicely. Probably just wedge it in. And I'm probably going to wipe this off one more time before I put the decal on. And I think we're almost there. Looking good. Got a little piece of paper stuck there. Yep. No tears. Looks good. All right. It's going to look factory. Yeah, that's lining up good. I think just for simplicity's sake, I'm going to remove the fan switch. I think that's going to make it a little trickier than it needs to be. I'll be able to move these back and forth as I go, as I apply. You can see where I've got it about right there is where I'm going to try to start it. And then I'll be able to just work it down. That should go really good. Yep, and then I can work them back over the other way when I come back this way. But this fan switch is going to be in the way, so I'm going to remove that before I press this on. But yeah, that should look factory. We'll slide this over. This will go over. Just please go my way. Oh, sticking a little bit. Okay. Make sure I got that sucker centered. Okay. Looks like that's going pretty good. We want to get it on without wrinkles. No wrinkles, please. Please don't wrinkle. Get that down in there. Yep, that'll go right in. That's going good. Move these back the other way. It's got a little piece of decal material. That's okay. We'll get that out. No big deal. That looks good. Oh yeah. Yep. We'll move these selectors back this way. This should be lining up good. Yep, it is. Then we're going to pull this one. Don't you tear on me, goddammit. Okay, I think we'll be okay. Okay. Alright. Going that way. Push him down. Yeah, that looks good. We'll go that way. Keep working it down. Hopefully you can see what I'm doing. We're just working it in as we go. So we don't have any wrinkles. I don't want to wrinkle this bad boy or tear it. It looks like it's lining up really good. Alright. Uh-oh. She's trying to wrinkle on me. Don't you tear. Don't you tear on me. He stretched on me a little bit. So if we could just gently lift that up. We'll work that back over the other way. Easy, 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 easy. Oh yeah, we almost got you. We got you. Easy. Super easy. Oh yeah, boy, you are sticky. Oh yeah. Okay. We want to work that out so we don't tear. Get that wrinkle out. Really, really sticky stuff. wrinkle there I'm not real thrilled about. Oh, it came out. Okay. Yep. That looks pretty good. Work that one wrinkle out without tearing it. Take a little paper. The only thing I'm not thrilled about is I can see a gap right here and here, and no gap there. So that's the way the decal was cut. That's not me. It would have been nice maybe if it would have centered just a little more, but I'm gonna say this was a success. There's a little piece of trash stuck under there, but I'm gonna have to live with that. Okay, I would say that's let's say that's about 95% successful. That's gonna look really good in the car. Super awesome. Looking good. Factory. Here's a shot of it with the lights on in the dark. You can see how on the defroster side, how it's lit up a little brighter where the light bulb is, and you can see where the rest of it, where the light's supposed to disperse, it's kind of dim. So I guess it pretty much achieved the factory look, because that's about how it looked since it was new. You know, Chrysler had a saying in the 70s, it was called extra care in engineering, it makes a difference. And I think this is one instance where extra care in engineering could have made a difference, but it didn't. But anyway, it looks like new, so we'll call it factory. Here's a shot where you can see the controller in, just below those custom speakers I put in. With all the foam I put around the speakers, I had to use a mini pair of vice grips to kind of crimp that down in place, because that little mini bracket off of the controller hangs off of that little mount there that also holds up the speaker. So that made it a little more challenging, but I already had that defroster duct vent out anyway, so not a huge deal. And here's what the speaker looks like that we put in. That's my Franken speaker. We ended up putting some compressible foam around it to, so I wouldn't have any rattle problems and make a good factory looking seal. If you look closely, you can see I used some of that compressible foam from the speaker on the heater core install. You can see where the two copper tubes poke out of the heater case. You can see how it fills up the gap around there nicely where the original factory stuff was just falling apart. Really good stuff. I bought it at a Lowe's. It was, I think it's just called 1-inch expanding foam. It just comes in a roll. Worked out really good. We'll put together a nice video and show how that install went with the Chinese-made heater core. It didn't go off without problems. We did have to do a little bit of blacksmithing to get it to work. But overall, it worked out pretty good. And as always, if you enjoyed the video, hit subscribe. We got more coming.